recording. Okay. Before I proceed, now I'd like to announce that I will be opening the exam again on weekend. Everyone, those only for those who need to take extra takes or other extra attempts, no? Because I'm sure I will email those who are qualified, take the exam again, and then I'll be giving them a password, okay? Just like I did to Aguelo last time. So I will be sending email to those who are eligible to take the exam during the weekend. So I'm not going to discuss the exam yet, okay? I will discuss it next week. Any questions so far? Okay. By the way, on Monday or Tuesday, I was called by the city health this morning because I was involved in a contact tracing last week. And then,
Sir,
yes,
yung
yeah,
sa weekend, sir ba? Yun yung sa
yung mga
parang
bumagsak lang.
wala pa naka-take.
Yes, yung mga yung hindi pa nakatake, the others are those who lack 2 tries, no, or 2 attempts. But those who have attempted and have already passed, you don't have to retake, okay?
Okay, sir.
Only those chosen to take the exam, I'm going to send email to those who are supposed to take the exam, no? But if you got 74 or above, no, you're safe. You don't have to take because anyway, this has nothing to do with your final grade, okay? This is just a requirement for you to take the summative test at the end of our semester, okay? So this is just
Sir.
that's the policy
Never mind.
the online education system, no? It's a policy, no? Okay. It's good that you have garnered high grades, no? Because it will prepare you for the summative test. The summative test will be a very long test, okay? It's about 100 tests, 100 item test. It will cover everything. Any other questions? Huh? So anyway, so by Monday, I'm still going to hold class, no? Because I'm involved in a contact tracing. I was called earlier this morning to be swabbed by either Monday or Tuesday. So if I'm not available by Tuesday, I will announce by email, okay? But if I'm going to be quarantined, I'm still going to hold classes. Okay? I don't think I will be, because the swab message came very late. I was supposed to be swabbed. I requested the swab last August 22. And then, yeah, I was just called. It's already more than 10 days, no? Okay, so I don't think there will be an unexpected result. The result is expected, okay? Oh, at last meeting, we discussed conversion. I think I made a slight mistake there, but I'm going to correct it today, no? The conversion of the, particularly the conversion of the floating point, no? In your website, rather in our regular site, I have an example, okay? I have an example for converting positive integers, fixed point and floating point. I will have to correct this, no? Medyo mali yata ito, no? I'll just hide this first, no? And then you have an exercise to do. It's a practice exercise on the binary numbers, okay? It's already up. You can take it until September 7. It's ungraded, okay? But this will be a practice exercise for you to prepare for the second formative test, maybe at the end of this month, okay? Maybe on the 3rd, the earliest is maybe on the 3rd week of September. Okay, so you can take a look at this, no? You can take this anytime. There are already 3 attempts. It's unlimited. Let me do a preview. Okay. Let's talk.
Excuse me, sir. May tanong po, sir.
Yes.
Batch 2 po kasi ako, sir, and dun sa may parang activity, sir, na yung practice program sa analytical engine. Gagawin ko pa rin, sir.
It's optional actually, no?
So it's graded din pa rin, sir.
Not graded.
Not really, sir.
Okay.
Or
Optional, but it will help you prepare. I highly recommend you go through the exercise, okay?
Yes, sir.
because
Yes, sir. Noted. Thank you, sir.
it's your practice test. No, it's like your practice test before the no, it's before the second formative test. Okay, so it's a study guide. Practice muna. Okay, so you do this exercise on your own. Anyway, let's go through the questions. No, like this. No, given the following decimal number, 10-bit floating point. We will answer this anyway. No, next week. Okay, and we will answer this. What's the 4-bit exponent and the 6-bit mantisa? Okay. You will be required to upload an Excel solution like this. What's the 6 given this number? What's the 4-bit exponent and the 6-bit mantisa? Convert this into fixed point representation. Okay, what's the answer? Convert this also to fixed point. Okay. The following decimal number, fixed point again. Fixed point. No? So most of these are fixed point numbers. So convert this to fixed point. No, this time you convert this into decimal. Okay, fixed point decimal. Okay. So this time also convert this to fixed point. Okay, fixed point decimal. Do you have questions? Okay, so this is conversion from binary to decimal, decimal to binary, both in fixed point and floating point representation. Now, by now, you must be aware now of the difference between floating point and fixed point. That is there. I've already checked the attendance. In a fixed point representation, no, we assign a location for the fixed location of the decimal or the binary point. You follow? So 2 decimal places, 3 binary places, whichever you like. Now for the floating point, the position of the decimal or the binary point is not fixed. It will float to the left or to the right depending on the number of times that the actual value is divided. Okay. This is important because computers nowadays mostly support both. No? So in C#, for example, or in C++, you will have a fixed point real, no? And you will have a floating point number, or simply called float. No? You follow? So float are actually single precision floating point numbers. But who was the last one who came in? Rika? Rika, are you there? Yes. Okay, so floating point. And the advantage is with floating point, it's more accurate, no? Because the accuracy of fixed point number is limited to the number of binary or decimal places. Now, sometimes in very specific scientific applications, no, floating point will matter because you will have to compute up to say 10 decimal places or 10 binary places, no? Sometimes, especially statistical, no? So nowadays you have a single precision floating point. So when you say single precision, you mean 32-bit floating point numbers. And when you say double precision, you mean 64-bit floating point numbers. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay, we'll go
Excuse me, sir. My classmate daw kami, sir, na wala pa nakapasok.
Sino?
Si Marian Aranyas, nag-wait daw siya for naipasok siya, sir.
In the waiting room or in the no?
Nasa waiting room ata, sir.
Because it's here, oh. So we'll see the yeah, there are 3 of them. Admit all, see Aranyas, Anyo, and Guinness. Aranyas, Anyo, and Guinness. Sometimes the waiting room comes late. Aranyas, Anyo, and Guinness. Okay. Anyo, Aranyas, and Guinness. Thank you. Now, you can chat me even if you're in the waiting room, right? Okay. You can chat me even if you're in the waiting room because I can chat you even if you're in the waiting room kasi pwede ako magpumili dito. Everyone and everyone in nasaan yung ano, because there's nobody in the waiting room. But if there's someone in the waiting room, I'll have a choice to chat you in the meeting room. Okay. So you can chat me even if you're in the waiting room. You should try that yourself. Okay. So anyway, going back na to our we are going to convert fixed point and floating point. No? You know the difference already by now, no? And anyway, we are going to do some more conversion. So last meeting, I have introduced you. It's in our no? It's in our web regular site. The conversion of positive numbers, both fixed point and floating point. I think the video is already there. Okay. The recorded video is already there. So we have here conversion of positive numbers. I'm going to introduce a third method today. Okay. So mali pa ito, no? So subtraction. This is a wrong thing of the itong ayaw ko na because it doesn't fall on the right place to drag. Wala, hindi bumalik. Anyway, I'm going to arrange that later. No? So we have here converting positive numbers example. Let's open that, okay? So, no. The first method which I've shown you on board, rather on the board, is a manual method. Okay. For example, we will convert two numbers, 24.456 and 138.371. Okay, this is a review. So anyway, no, to convert this, the traditional method is we will divide the integer part until it becomes 0. The decimal part we also multiply until the integer becomes 0. You follow? So we'll just erase this. No? And then we will take note of the remainders every time we divide. Okay? You follow? So for example, since 25 is not yet 0, we will divide it by 2. In Excel, that's easy. We'll just say equals that divided by 2. So this is 12.5, right? Okay. So when there's something, no? So when there's something, there's a point, it means that there's a remainder. So there's a remainder which is 1. We'll just make this as we'll change the decimal places. No? We'll round this. No? We'll say just round. Round na lang natin. Na. Okay tayo. C5 equals we'll have to put a 0. Sorry, no. Equals round of that divided by 2, then 0 digits. Okay. Oh, round down. What is a floor? Let's say floor. Floor na lang, no. We know that there's a remainder right here. A floor means take the lower part, the integer part. Floor. Tayo. Floor of C5 over 2. Ayaw na. Anyway, we'll just divide by 2 and format the number to 0 decimal places. Will that work? I change na lang natin. No? So 25 divided by 2 is 12. So this is a remainder of 1. Okay. So this is 12. No? We'll only remove we'll only take the integer part. So is 12 a 0? No, it's not. So we'll divide this by 2. Equals that 1 divided by 2. 6. 12 divided by 2 has a remainder of 0. Okay, do you follow? Do you follow? No? And then 6 divided by 2. Since 6 is not equal to 0, we'll divide it by 2. 6 divided by 2 is a 3 with a remainder of 0. We know it's a 0 because the result is a whole number. Now, 3 divided by 2 was 3 divided by 2. That's a 1.5. So therefore, there's a remainder of 1, and the result is just 1. We just change it to 1 anyway. You follow? Equals that divided by 2. So this is now a 0. Okay. 1 divided by 2 is a 0 with a remainder of 1. So now this is being a 0, we will stop at this point. Okay, so we will reverse the order from the order from the bottom to the top. Reverse the order. So this is 1 1 0 0 1. So the answer for 25 is 1 1 0 0 1. You can easily check that, no? Because we know that the first one is times 1. This is times 2. So this is now 3. Okay. Okay. No, I'm sorry. This is the one which is times 1. Okay. 1 times 1. This is 2. This is 4. This is 8. Okay. So 8 plus 1 is 9. This is a 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. Do you follow? Because we are going to the reverse order. So, any questions so far? Now we will convert the decimal part, the fractional part, separately because we use a different process. So we'll say equals that times 2. This time we multiply by 2. And the integer part is a 0. Take note it is 0, so we take note of it as a 0. Okay. Kanina we're going to reverse, no? From bottom to top. This time we are not going to reverse. Okay. Did I make that clear last meeting, or what? Did I do it separately, no? Or in the other way around? Milyabe, you chat me na before you go. You enter. I'll check the attendance later again. No? So this is a 0 because it's 0.912. What we'll do is we'll divide this by 2 again. Is this correct? We'll not divide, but by the way, we will multiply until the result becomes a 0. The fractional part becomes a 0. So the integer part is a 1. Where did we get the 1? It's 1.8. No, so 1. We'll have, or we stop at the sixth decimal place. Okay, 1.824. We multiply this by 2, or we can just copy this. No?
Oh,
Right. Any question? Mali ang pagka-copy, no? This one, let's do that again. Equals times 2. Sandali lang, no? I think there's something wrong. No, sorry. We are not going to multiply the whole thing. Only the fractional part. Okay. They follow only the fractional part. Liabe, I'll check your attendance later. No? So this is a 1. Okay. So this is now a 0.648, which is not yet a 0. We'll copy this. Okay, so this is still a 1. Ilan na ito? 3. 4. We need 2 more because we have agreed up at the 4th decimal place. Okay. Okay. So this is now 0.296. Okay. We have fortunately we have copied. We just copy to make sure. Okay, 592. So this is 0. How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last. 0.592. 1.184. So we have a 1. Do you follow? This time we are not going to reverse the order. No. So the 4.56, the equivalent is 0111. Tatlong 101. Okay. You can check this yourself by multiplying this. This is multiplied by 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, then 1/32, and so on and so forth. You should get 4.56. Sometimes it may not be exact. In this case, I don't think it will be exact because we still miss out on binary places. We did not reach 0. Okay. So there are numbers which cannot be exactly converted, but we can only go as small as we can. No, to have the nearest approximate, as we say. So the answer is 1101.001 point this. No, we combine the binary, rather the integer and the fractional part. Any questions? No? We just concat. 138.371. So we will separate the 371. and the 138. Okay, so 138 divided by 2 is 69. Exactly 69, is that correct? We took, tama pala, int pala ang kukunin natin, no? Do you follow? Okay. And then this is the mod. So anyway, mod, we use mod. And this divide. So that's a better formula. Mod will return the let's just copy this. No? What's this? Mod. Sorry, we just copy this na lang. No? Mod will return the remainder. Okay. And then we'll copy this. And int will return the quotient. Okay. So we don't have to do this individually. No? So what we do is, okay, there's a mod there. No? Mod means modulo. Okay. So we're just going to continue dividing this until we reach 0. Until we reach 0. And then, of course, we will disregard the 0 part. And then we will compute the mod. Okay. This is the mod of this divided by 2. The difference between mod and div is mod will return the remainder. Okay, do you follow? Obviously, this will now be a 0 here, so it's insignificant. And we reverse the order, so we have 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, you can check this out. This should be 138. Okay. Now for this, we'll get the integer part. What's the integer part of this? No. Okay. So this is just a we'll just copy this anyway. Okay. We'll just copy this. Then we'll get the integer part. How do we get the integer part? We use the int formula. Okay. So, pareho lang naman sila, di ba? So this is int of G5. Can you see that formula? Int. So int lang yan. The int part of this is a 0. So we're just doing that again so that we will get the answer very quickly. Okay. So we combine them. This we reverse the order. This we do not reverse. So this 0, 1, 0. This 0 is insignificant. Now let's remove that. So this is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. And 0.371 is 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. And we concat them together. This is the correct answer. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So pwede rin siya, di ba? The only problem with this method is we use a different approach to convert the integer and then to another approach, no? And another approach to convert the decimal part. Okay. There's another method which is pick, mark, and subtract, which uses a uniform method, both. Okay, both for the decimal and the binary part. So first we lay out the record na ba ako? I'm sorry, no? Yes. Similyabe yung last. Let me check. Before we proceed, na. Okay. So we lay out the binary series, the table of binary series to the left and to the right. When we go to the left, we start with 1 and multiply each number with 2. When we go to the right, we start with 1/2 and we divide each number with 2. So this is 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and we stop with 64. Okay. Do you follow? So what's the first number we can subtract from 25? It's not 64, it's not 32, it's 16. Okay, we subtract 16, so we have 9.456. Okay, it's a minus anyway, no? So we mark 16, and then what can we subtract from 9? We can subtract 8, so we mark 8. So we minus 8, we have 1.456. We cannot subtract 4 and 2, so we can just subtract 1. So we subtract 1, we have 0.456. You follow? So we cannot subtract 0.5. So we proceed to 0.25. We subtract it. We have 0.206. Okay, so we mark 0.25 with 1. And then we mark this also with 1 because we can subtract it. And 0.081, yes, we can subtract 0.0625. So we subtract it here. We have 0.0815. We cannot subtract this. 0.03 is bigger than 0.01. So we mark this as 0. We proceed to the next, which is 0.015. We subtract it and we stop here because we already reached the 6 decimal place condition. Okay? Tapos na tayo dyan kasi 6 decimal place na. Did you follow? Okay? So if you take a look at the answer, we have the same. This is the position of our binary point. Same thing with this. No? Do you follow? Okay, any questions? Before we proceed to converting the floating point numbers. Okay. I'd like to introduce a third method. Okay. This is the same method which is pick, mark, and subtract, but we have better formulas. Okay. Let's do this. Let's convert this. Na? Convert natin ito. I have uploaded this method already. Na? You have a worksheet there. Okay. Which no. Okay. Method 3. Okay. So we'll just remove the unnecessary rows. This method 3. We'll usually put the beginning value here. Lagyan natin dito. Okay. You follow? We'll just erase this so we can have space. I hope you're following me now. This is a method which I'd like you to practice because it just helps in improving the formula. Okay. If you have a good formula, the problem with the second method is the longer subtractions we have, the longer worksheet we need. Right? Because we will continue and then we will continue maybe to another side, which will make that things worse. What we'd like to do is write a formula such that the number of subtractions will not require more rows. You follow? Okay. What we will do is first, no? Since this will be our answer here, we'll put the product here, no? The product of whatever we mark and the place value. So we'll just say equals this times whatever is here, no? We follow? And then we copy to all the places we need it. So this row is actually the product of the place value and whatever mark we need before we subtract. Okay? And after that, we will sum. Okay? We will sum this. Why? Because we will subtract this sum from our given value. So we'll just say equals this minus the sum. We follow. So initially they're the same. Let's bold in this. Let's convert this to bold. Can you see my Can you see the worksheet clearly on your side? Okay, I assume now. Anyway, we'll save this. So what's the first pick? Anyone? First pick? Wala na tayong 32, di ba? First pick is a 16. We will mark a 16. Take note that this becomes a 16 because this is 16 times 1. And we add all the 16 with all the zeros is 16. And right away, 16 is deducted from 25. Okay? Right now, right away, we know that the next pick is an 8. So we'll just mark this. Now it becomes 1. We follow. Right away, we know the next pick also, which is 1. We'll pick 1. Okay. We follow. So take note that the number of subtractions will not require additional rows. Okay. And right away, we know what to pick. right? Because we know the balance here. The difference 0.456. Can we pick this? No, because this is bigger. So we pick this. So we now have 206. What we have to take note of is to make sure that this does not reach a negative value. When it reaches 0, we stop. Okay? Or when we reach the last binary place, which is the 6th binary place. Okay? Did you follow? So anyway, before we continue, we'll just mark the because sometimes you may forget. We are at 0.125, so we will mark this as 1. Okay? 0.081, we will also mark this. Do you follow? This we cannot mark. Take note, if we will mark, it will become negative. Do you follow? Which will tell us that we did an error. So we'll have to correct the error. This becomes 1, and then we will mark this. So we are at the end of our binary point limit. So what's our answer? Our final answer is, so we don't have to reverse, no? We just have to follow the correct order. 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay, that's our final answer. And I think, let's rename this. And that's exactly the same answer we had in the previous methods. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Ano
Yes.
yung formula sa 6B, sir?
6B. Dito ba?
In the 6B.
Ito. Right? This one? Servo. Nandito si servo. Okay. Is this the formula here? This is this minus this. Okay. It's 4B minus 5B. B4 minus B5. Ito. Do you follow? And if you will ask, what's the formula?
Tapos yung sa 5B, sir, kay sum lang to siya sa lahat
Sum
ng...
lang ito ditong lahat nito.
Oh, okay.
And there's this, the worksheet, by the way, is there, no? It's already there in our regular site. So you can study the worksheet. All the formulas are there. Okay. So that's the technique, no? It's just a technique in the formula, and it gives us an easier time to pick and mark. Diba? Mas madali mag-pick and mark. Okay? Can we try the other value again? Ito. Let's try this. Pick and mark method 3. Okay? Mas malaki siya. Okay. We will transfer it here. You follow? And then 138, we will delete this. We will move everything. We'll move everything to the left. Okay, kasi 128, that's the biggest peak, right? For the moment, the biggest peak is enough. Okay. So anyway, first we will compute the weights for each place value by doing a partial product. Okay. So this is the partial product. We say this times whatever the mark is to the weight, which is 128. Okay. We'll just copy this because they will have the same formula. Okay. And then we will sum this. Okay. Mali pala ako, no? Dito pala ilagay ito. Yeah, it's doesn't matter, but it's easier now to look. It's easier to find. Okay, because we'll sum this. We'll sum all the products. We follow. And what will we do with this product? We will subtract from our given value. Okay, so initially they're the same. Take note. Okay. You follow? And now we can start picking and marking. What's the first pick? What's the first pick? 128. So we mark this. 1. Do you follow? So we're left with 10. Take note, if you're going to pick 64, erroneously, no, by mistake, this becomes negative. So which means that this is a wrong pick. Okay? Do you follow? What's the next pick? we have 10.371, so the next peak is an 8. We cannot have, yeah. Pag negative, mali. Okay? Pag 0, it's still okay. Okay? Do you follow? If the result is negative, we correct our peak. Tando yan? Okay? For example, it becomes negative, which means we had the wrong peak. So we correct this. Okay? We delete because it's wrong. Trial by error, no? Anyway, what's the next peak with 10.371? We cannot have 64, so this to 16. We can have an 8. We pick. Okay? We pick this 1. Okay. So now we are left with 2.371. What's our next pick? Anyone? We have 2.371. So the next pick is 2. Okay? Do you follow? Okay. So we cannot have 1 as our next pick. We cannot have 0.5. Why? Because if we pick 0.5, this becomes negative. Do you follow? Because 0.5 is bigger than 0.371. Can we pick this? Yes, this is smaller, so we pick this. Okay. Do you follow? Can we pick this? No, because this is bigger. 0.121 is smaller than point. If you try that now, it becomes negative. So we cannot pick this. Can we pick this? Yes. Okay, do you follow? Can we pick this? Yes, this is smaller. Okay. Can we pick this? Yes, this is smaller. Okay. Now we stop because we are at the last binary place. We will mark the blank spaces with 0. Okay. What's our final answer? So this worksheet is available for download, no, in our regular site. Okay? This is called method 3. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 0, 1, 0. Point. Because the decimal point is assigned here, or the binary point 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. They follow. We exactly have the same answer. Okay, and this is a more convenient method. Okay. Any questions? So in our regular site, it's here now. It's a little bit lost, no? Kasi nandito sa baba. Method 3. I'm trying, let's move this, no? Method 2. Ito. Then the Zoom meeting. I'll also move the Zoom meeting. On method 3. The earlier, no? It's what I don't like with the new Dagler. It's very difficult to move. In the previous version, you just drag. Sometimes when you drag, it doesn't fall to the right place. Yeah. Where are we? Ito na lang. Dito. Okay. So anyway, so that the recorded meeting is there, no? Okay. This is method 3. Any questions so far? Let us solve the rest, no? Ano pa ba iba? Wala na pala, no? It's not this. It's there, no? So you can look at this. It's already there anyway. Because I'd like to do the conversion of. Did we have that example? Okay. Itong fixed point and floating point. Okay. Let me correct this now. Do this again because I think I made a mistake. Okay, I have an offline copy. Anyway, no? You want? This is the example, no? This is the answer to the quiz. I'll show to this to you later, okay? This is answer to the quiz. I'll show to that to you later. What I'd like to show you is the part which converts into, kasi may mali ako eh. I think I made a mistake, no? Earlier. Because I did not use the fractional part. When you're converting into a floating point, you should consider the fraction, not the integer. Let's find out later. That's the main mistake I had. Anyway, you will find that out when you answer the test. Ito na lang. Just show it anyway. Okay. Fixed point representation. This is a floating point representation. We had a mistake here, no? May mali tayo dito. Okay, because this is 0.83. I'm not sure if it works the same way, no? It may work the same way because when you shift the decimal point, you're just multiplying or dividing. Okay, 0.873, 83789. Okay, so we'll do the pick and mark. What happened to that? I-copy ko muna ito, no? Copy and then we paste values. Para hindi mawala. Okay. We might do the pick and mark and it might be the same, no? Because I'm not sure, no? But we'll do this again. Okay. Using the better. No? Now, so we start with 1/2, right? 0.5 and then continue dividing by 2. Just copy this. Okay. This is more than 6 binary places, no? Because I am trying to find out if we can get this. Okay. Do you follow? This is 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16. Okay. Do you follow? So what we'll do is we'll get a sum here, partial product, plus this times that. Okay. Then we'll just copy. And this. Just copy here. And then we convert this to bold so we can see this clearly. And then we'll sum. It's easy, right? Madali na lang, no? Madali na lang ito. This is now easier because we now have a better formula. Okay. And then we will subtract. Okay. And then we'll convert this to bold so we can see clearly. Okay, 0.8. 0.8. The highest we can get is what this, no? Do you follow? 0.3. The next we can get is this, no? 0.3. This one. Hindi sila. It's sure now that they're different, no? Magkaiba na sila. Do you follow? Do you follow? Okay. So I have to make a correction. I made a mistake. I did not consider that. We should start at 0.5 because it's 0.83. It should not be 83,000. Okay. Can we subtract this? You say 1? No, but that becomes a 0. Can we subtract this? Yes, no. Can we subtract this? No. Cannot. Can we subtract this? Yes, we can. Okay. I'll specify, the number of places. Can we subtract this? Yes, we can. Can we subtract this? No, it becomes negative. Can we subtract this? No, it becomes negative. Can we subtract this? Yes. Can we subtract this? Yes. Okay. Do you follow? Okay. So the mantisa is 1, 2, 3. You convert this to 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 10 binary places, the mantisa is this. No? Can we solve concat? Earlier, we can do a concat. Yes, because this is a new Excel. Now, I'm using an old Excel. You follow? So this is the correct answer. Okay. Any questions? I'm sorry about that. No, I made a mistake. But anyway, it's easier to correct now because we had a better formula. Okay. So from now on, if we are going to convert either to fixed point or to floating point, we will use this formula because this is easier pick and mark. Any questions so far? No? So this is what you need in order to answer the practice test. Okay. They follow. Take note, this is now a very small number. Okay. So I'm going to upload this anyway. No? Upload ko na lang. Let me go to downloads. Delete ko muna itong hindi kasali. Wow. I'm sorry now, there's an earlier. No? Tama na. Anyway, we just concat, so it must be correct. Now the concat does not work in the old version of Excel. That's why I had a hard time earlier. So anyway, we'll change this. And then I'll also save this to my copy. Okay. Okay. So you have everything that you need in order to answer the test, no? The practice test, no? Okay. Practice. Ito yung ano, no? It's still hidden. I have a solution already, but it's still hidden. Fraction pala ito. This is ano, and then we'll have a sample exam. Okay. And then we will have our formative test. And then you will pass your solution to the formative test in Excel. Okay. Do you follow? You'll upload it separately. It helps that I upload it separately, so it will be easy for me to correct or to check. Okay. Any questions so far? Next meeting, I will introduce subtraction. Okay. Subtraction. I will not start it today. We still have time, but it's too much. No. I want you to answer the practice test. No, this one. Remember, this is ungraded. Okay, this is ungraded, but this will help you. There are already 3 attempts. You follow? You can have unlimited attempts. But this will help you practice for the actual formative assessment, which will happen maybe on the 3rd week of September. Kasi kailangan natin for October dapat matapos natin yung hardware concepts so that we can have programming for more time for programming on maybe kailan ba tayo mag-end? July tayo nag-start, diba? August, September, October, November. Most probably if you have 5 months, we will end on December before the Christmas break. We follow because we started July 1, right? July 1, so December. So we'll have a lot more time to discuss programming and maybe, okay, we can discuss other topics that will help you later in your future career as a student. Okay? Any questions so far? No? Any questions so far? Okay. So the practice test, answer this. And those who are going to take the exam, you will take the exam by weekend. I'm going to email you the password, okay? You will know because watch out for the email. You know that you will take because you got below 70, 72. 74 for me is okay. Because 72 is the passing grade for new students. Okay. So did I miss anyone? I'm not going to introduce. We are going to dismiss early. I'm not going to introduce a new topic. Okay. Areza, I think. Did I miss Areza? No. Servo, I think I missed Servo. Then Kutanda. Honey Rose. Espinosa. West. Insigne. Parsia. Recto. Is Recto here? Did I miss Recto?
Yes, sir. Here.
I'm sorry. Raro.
Present.
Sargado. Sargado never went in. This withdrawn. Okay. So we'll dismiss early today. Okay. You watch out for my email and then next week I'll be having if I'll have my swab by Tuesday, I will not be able to hold classes. Okay. I'll email you anyway. So see you next meeting. Depending on what happens, I'll be holding maybe Tuesday or Thursday as the next meeting. Okay. Okay. So thank you for coming, everyone. You solve the exercise.
Thank you, sir.
Solve the exercise, practice test. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Sir.
Thank you.